Good morning, YouTube. We're just eating breakfast. What would you like to do?
I want to play with toys and do it all by myself.
He wants to play with toys. That sounds like a great way to wake up. We're just listening to some Peppa Pig, and we're gonna get ready to do some gym and go for a run.
And I have milk.
And you have milk. That's awesome. Thanks for telling us.
So I'm just gonna do some gym work at home, and then Pat and I today, about once a week, we try to go somewhere new. So I'm not running from the door every day. So we're gonna do some gym at home, and then we're gonna go check out a new run spot.
And the pre-run routine, go ahead, maybe point in a direction where people could click the link or in a description.
Oh yeah, we can put in the description some at-home gym, which I'm doing right now, and my pre-run activation.
From a previous video.
Yeah, so you guys can follow along.
You're not even breathing.
Wow, my first shot's always gotta ease into them, otherwise I might pull something. I'm getting old.
Then I got 3 left. What pace are you running?
420 per kilometer, what's that?
I don't know, 730, 740?
Yeah, about that. Like today, because I had less miles yesterday than normal, I think I'm feeling pretty good. I'm not really looking at my watch at all.
What's less miles?
I just did 2 less miles in my afternoon run, so I'd been going 48 in the afternoon, and I cut it to 32 minutes. So easy runs are all about conversation pace, so that's why I like having you here, because we can talk to you.
And how long are you running this morning?
I'm gonna do 72, and
Which
then I'm
is
gonna do some strides.
roughly how many minutes? How many miles is that gonna be?
Well, that's 9 jury miles, and probably not quite 10 real miles.
And what are you doing this whole week for mileage? What does this week look like, I guess?
Yeah, you know, I actually didn't plan it out. I'm just kind of listening to my body. But you know, like my long run, I'll cut by 15 minutes, and then just like my afternoon runs will be shorter. I don't know, maybe like 80
miles this week,
Yeah.
and that's a small week. That's a down week for you.
compared to what I've been doing. Yeah.
Dang.
This trail's nice, isn't it?
It's really good, yeah.
New trail.
And come back here on Sunday mornings for sure.
Yeah, good long day. Long run day.
Yep. It's a ship.
I can't tell if I'm moving.
Stanley, what are we eating? What are we having for lunch?
We are playing Halloween in here. Look at that.
Wow.
What are we having right now?
We're having dinner.
we're having dinner. We're having a picnic on the water. And Stanley, you said this was a great spot. And I think Dad did a great job with lunch too.
And then what will you look like? What do you think it'll look like the week or two coming out of this? Will you just kind of hit it hard again next week, or what will that entail or look like?
Yeah, so I think I've kind of responded well in the past to kind of what you said with like the 3 weeks up, 1 week down. And so after this week, I think I'll just go back up to the mileage I was at. I hit my first, 100-week mile post-surgery. And so, I just felt like I wanted to take a little back pedal and just relax a little bit. And then...
Do you want to watch that again?
And then come back to the higher mileage.
What will your training look like next week now, coming out, like off of this down week?
Next week will be pretty normal. This week actually isn't that much different. It's just a few less miles every day. It's a shorter long run, just let the body kind of recover. I think it's good for injury prevention. I think it's good mentally. So yeah, just taking a little bit of a down week. Saturday will be pretty short. And then just right back into training as usual the next couple weeks.
And how are you, I guess we don't talk about this a lot, but how are you doing training by yourself and not with your team every day? Because I know you're kind of a little bit of a social butterfly / gossip queen when you're with your group.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. Your mama,
I'm totally an introvert.
your mama bird though with the youngins, and you kind of like you like having an ear everywhere.
I wouldn't say that. I would say my social time is my runs, and so I miss that a lot. But I've been running with earbuds and my phone, so I make phone calls. I've actually been calling my parents and my sister a little bit more on my runs because they don't get annoyed by all the wind and the sound. And also our team has had some Zoom calls where we stay connected, and we have a big... Stanley just went to the bathroom on the toilet. Good job, honey.
Yeah, bro. All right.
That was amazing.
I didn't poop.
You went poop?
Yeah.
I don't think he did.
You're
But
gonna
that
get
was so good, Stanley.
You're gonna get a good toy. Gwen, any final thoughts?
No, I think, I take a down week a lot of times just because I know that that's worked for me. I think, now is a great time when we don't have races on the schedule for me. Normally I would have built in down weeks because I'd be racing. And so my mileage would just be cut in general because I'd be kind of, taking like a 3-day, not taper, but I guess a taper into the race. So normally these down weeks would be kind of just built in. So I'm just forcing a down week, which is kind of nice just to have a little more time at home. Today I just had the one run, a little short gym session, and the rest of the time I was pretty much resting or reading books to Stanley. And so, I think it's a good time though now when there are no races on the calendar to kind of experiment with things and see what works for your body and how you respond in training. So I really think that down weeks for me are important, but I don't think that everyone responds the exact same way. Everyone has different training styles and everyone responds differently to training. So experiment with what works for you and figure out how you feel, keep a journal, and do what you think is best for yourself.